What if I told you that your past does not define you? That you don't need validation from others to be happy, and that most of your struggles come from the way you see the world, not from reality itself. Sounds liberating, right? That's exactly what the courage to be disliked teaches us. This book, written by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga, presents the ideas of psychologist Alfred Adler. Unlike Freud and Jung, Adler believed that we are not controlled by our past. Instead, we shape our future through the choices we make today. The book is written as a conversation between a wise philosopher and a young man struggling with life. Over 5 nights, the philosopher teaches him powerful lessons that can completely change the way we see happiness, relationships, and success. It is a structured conversation between a young man struggling with life and a wise philosopher. Over 5 nights, the philosopher teaches him life-changing lessons based on Alfred Adler's psychology. In this video, we will explore each chapter in detail, summarizing the key ideas and sharing relatable examples. Let's begin. Night 1. Deny trauma. The young man believes that his past experiences have shaped him and that he cannot change who he is. But the philosopher challenges this idea, saying that we are not determined by our past. Instead, we choose how we interpret and respond to our experiences. Adlerian psychology focuses on teleology, not etiology. This means that we should focus on where we want to go, not where we came from. A famous proverb says, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine 2 people who were bullied in school. One grows up with low self-esteem, while the other becomes a confident public speaker, using their experience to help others. The difference is in how they chose to interpret their past. Night 2. All problems are interpersonal relationship problems. The young man argues that life is full of struggles and competition, where people constantly compare themselves to others. The philosopher explains that our problems arise when we focus too much on how others see us. The root of suffering is the desire for approval. If we stop seeking validation and instead focus on contributing to others, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress. There's an old fable about a man, his son, and a donkey. As they walk through a village, one person criticizes them for not riding the donkey. So, the man puts his son on the donkey. In the next village, someone else criticizes them for letting a child ride while the older man walks. So, the man rides the donkey instead. In the next village, another person says it's cruel for one of them to ride while the other walks. So, both of them ride the donkey. Finally, in the last village, people scold them for overburdening the poor animal. Trying to please everyone, they achieve nothing but stress. No matter what you do, people will have opinions. But their opinions are their task, not yours. Example, think about social media. People post pictures hoping for likes and approval. But if they don't get validation, they feel insecure. The solution: post because you enjoy it, not because you seek approval. Night 3. Discard other people's tasks. The philosopher introduces the concept of task separation. He says, there are things that are your task, and there are things that are other people's tasks. For example, a student's task is to study, but whether the teacher likes them or not is the teacher's task, not theirs. A Chinese proverb says, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Example, suppose a parent forces their child to study medicine because they believe it's a respectable career, but the child is unhappy and struggles. The child's success or failure in medicine is their task, not the parents'. Letting go of others' tasks means accepting that we cannot control how others think or behave. Night 4. Where happiness comes from. The young man asks, if we don't seek approval, then what is the purpose of life? The philosopher explains that happiness comes from contributing to the community. Instead of competing for status, we should see others as comrades. A famous African proverb states, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Example, in a workplace, If colleagues compete for promotions by undermining each other, it creates a toxic environment. But if they work together, support each other, and contribute to a shared goal, the entire team succeeds. Night 5. The courage to be disliked. The final conversation is about true freedom. The young man realizes that happiness comes from living authentically, without fear of being disliked. The philosopher says, to be truly free, you must have the courage to be disliked. A story from Zen Buddhism illustrates this idea. A monk carries a heavy sack on his back. When asked why he doesn't put it down, he replies, "This sack represents all the judgments and opinions of others. But the moment I decide to stop caring, it vanishes." Example: think about a musician who creates unique music that some people dislike. If they change their style to please others, they lose their authenticity. But if they stay true to themselves, they find true fulfillment. Conclusion: the courage to be disliked teaches us 5 powerful lessons. Your past does not define you. All problems come from relationships. You must separate your tasks from others. Happiness comes from contribution. To be free, you need the courage to be disliked. Once you embrace these ideas, you will realize that you are in control of your life. So, are you ready to live with true freedom? If you have liked the video, hit the subscribe button. Like the video. It encourages us to make more videos. Thank you and have a nice day.